Welcome to ECCB Connects, a production of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank designed to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. Has the promise and power of information communication technology lived up to its expectations within our region? In this episode, we take a look at the yellow economy as ICT expert Denzil West shares his perspective on the original ICT promise of the Paperless Office. Stay connected. We'll be right back.
It's the 2023 ECCU Bank of the Year Awards, and we need you to help us select the recipients. The ECCU Bank of the Year Awards recognize commercial banks across the region that have made outstanding contributions to the overall development of the people they serve. This year, commercial banks across the region will be recognized for their exceptional service in these categories: corporate social responsibility, customer service, financial education and empowerment, support to micro, small, and medium enterprises, and technological innovation. To vote for your favorite bank, visit the ECCB Connects Facebook page or the ECCB's website. You have until Friday, 20th October to help decide which bank will receive the 2023 ECCU Bank of the Year Awards. Hurry up, make your vote count, log on and vote today.
Thanks for staying connected. The promise of information and communication technology, the yellow economy, was the topic of focus during the fifth lecture in the ECCB's 40th anniversary lecture series held in Montserrat. As part of the discussion, Director of the Department of Information Technology and E-Government Services in the Government of Montserrat, Denzil West, examined key areas where information communication technology had made a significant regional and national impact.
I am honored to have been invited by the ECCB to deliver a lecture on the topic, the promise of information and communication technology, improving the business environment. In this digital age, where technology continues to advance at an unprecedented pace, it has become imperative for businesses to leverage information and communication technology to stay competitive and thrive in an ever-evolving business landscape. In this mini-lecture, I will explore the tremendous potential of ICTs in enhancing various aspects of the business environment. So let us delve into the topic by examining some key areas where ICTs have made a significant impact. Now, that opening statement was for the most part written by the online artificial intelligence application called ChatGPT, which I'm sure many of you would have been hearing about lately. I am also fairly confident that no one would have guessed who my co-author was had I not openly revealed it to you. So I could continue giving you the properly structured lecture as prepared in less than a minute by the computer algorithms, or I could have spent a little more time giving the application broader context and allowed it to further enhance the artificially generated output. However, I am still conceited enough to think that while computers have vastly more data points of knowledge than I do, I am still in a position to better contextualize the conversation and transmit my thoughts in a manner that should hopefully lend itself to a more engaging discussion later on. I would therefore like to suggest that to properly illuminate the topic, we should go all the way back to the original ICT promise that was prevalent in the early days of mass computerization. That is, the promise of the paperless office. We were told that with the introduction of computers, everything would be digitized. We would no longer need so much paper, and we would cut down on the costs and greatly eliminate the need for printing. We did see computers on almost every desk, but along with that came a proliferation of printers that allowed for easy and convenient printing. So much so that by some estimates, the amount of paper used in offices doubled between the 1980s and the 2000s. Thankfully, the trend is now going in the other direction, as the younger generations are increasingly more comfortable reading from screens, and also partly due to the COVID-19 lockdowns, where we were forced to adopt our reading habits. I would therefore like to posit that the availability of technology alone is not enough to bring about improvements in the business environment. In order to leverage the power of ICTs, business managers have to make a conscious effort to dispense with old habits and streamline business processes from the ground up with the new technologies in mind. There is little point in digitizing bad processes and outdated procedures. I believe we all have a sense of what ICTs can do in terms of enhancing efficiency and productivity, facilitating global connectivity, empowering data-driven decision-making, enabling agile and flexible operations, and strengthening communication and collaboration. So the question is, are these things possible in the Montserrat context? Is Montserrat ICT ready? A few years ago, the answer to that question would have been no, or perhaps not really, as Montserrat did not have the type of internet connectivity that is required to fully leverage the yellow economy. Fortunately, the government of Montserrat recognized this as something that needed to be addressed. Studies showed that public funds were required to fix a market failure, and government embarked on a multi-million-dollar public-private partnership funded by the FCDO to solve the internet access problem. The journey was a long one, but that is a story for another time. Suffice it to say that after the route survey in February 2019 and the submarine cable laying in June 2020, Montserrat was reconnected to the international submarine cable network via a branching unit in the middle of the ocean, tapping into an existing cable that was already installed between Guadeloupe and Antigua. This means that we have transitioned from the vulnerable limited microwave connections to Antigua and now have exponential high-speed internet capacity available in Montserrat. As of October 1st, 2020, the Montserrat Cable Landing Station, owned by the government of Montserrat and operated by Southern Caribbean Fiber, went live. This resulted in a monumental leap from a combined maximum internet transit capacity of 200 megabits per second between the two telcos to an initial lit capacity of 100 gigabits per second and an installed capacity of 8.8 terabits per second. By virtue of a contract between the government of Montserrat and Southern Caribbean Fiber, Montserrat now owns an undersea fiber cable connection to Guadeloupe and to Antigua. DITES now acts as the direct ISP for the government, reducing the government's internet access bill from almost $250,000 per year for 40 megabits direct internet access service to zero recurring fees for a 1 gigabit per second of IP transit delivered by Southern Caribbean Fiber. We also negotiated for all schools, health clinics, community centers to be connected to the internet for free, with a minimum bandwidth of 100 megabits per second. This increased bandwidth capacity for government has enhanced the delivery of several online applications to include Asecuda for customs shipment clearance, online visa application, online driver's license applications, online property tax payment system, COVID-19 vaccination verification, birth certificates online, coming soon, and various applications being delivered via the cloud. These online services are, for the most part, equipped to accept payments online. A word of caution, however. Online payments may not necessarily work for some businesses or government agencies when transaction fees are factored in. We can speak about that later. Now, while it was recognized that enabling the government and the telcos was a major step forward, the obvious question was asked: what about the local businesses and consumers? Here again, it became clear that leaving progress to the telcos in such a small market would likely mean that it would take several years for businesses and households to realize the benefits of high-speed fiber connections across the island. This led to the implementation of Project Lightspeed, a broadband fiber connection scheme that was designed to turbocharge the rollout of fiber to the premises to all inhabited areas of the island. The telcos embraced the competitive connection voucher scheme and duly executed the assignment in short order. It is important to note that the project in Montserrat did not focus only on homes passed by the fiber, but on homes connected to fiber. Project Lightspeed achieved the goal of creating a competitive market for internet services. So while minimum download and upload speeds were set at 50 megabits per second and 25 megabits per second respectively, both telcos now offer a minimum internet access service of 100 megabits per second download and upload. These services are being delivered at prices that are below their previous minimum offers. In other words, 100 megabits service now costs less than a 1 megabit per second service did 2 years ago. Research shows that the internet offerings and price points in Montserrat are competitive regionally and indeed internationally. The government of Montserrat can now boast that as a result of Project Lightspeed, Montserrat is on the verge of declaring that all internet connections in the country are high-speed and fiber only. The stage has been set for the yellow economy. We can honestly declare that the internet access is not a constraint for doing business in Montserrat. So, back to the discussion on how we're using the available technology. The ECCB has been promoting the reduction of physical cash transactions and is promoting the adoption of Dcash digital wallet use for mobile smartphones. Similarly, a local entrepreneur is promoting the use of a homegrown digital wallet called Sarah. Meanwhile, Bank of Montserrat continues to promote the use of their debit cards and international credit card services. I must confess that although I have installed Dcash and Sarah on my phone, I have not loaded any money on them, and therefore I have never used them. Anecdotally, the take-up and usage of these digital wallets has been disappointingly slow. So what is the reason for this? Do we have solutions looking for a problem? Or have consumers not yet been sold on the benefits of using digital cash? There is much work for the ECCB, Sarah, and Bank of Montserrat to do if we are to realize a cashless business environment. Time does not permit me to go into the benefits of these digital solutions at this juncture. The lesson here is that good software applications do not automatically mean that your target audience will be immediately sold on your product.
Celebrating ECCB at 40.
Did you know that the ECCB staff cafeteria and staff facility, which includes a gym, was named in honor of the first Deputy Governor, Sir Errol Allen? Now you know. Celebrating ECCB at 40.
We've come to the end of this episode of ECCB Connects. Follow us on social media at ECCB Connects for more information. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next week for another informative session when we share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you.